Welcome everyone. Good evening guys. Welcome to Triple M Africa Guided School Business Games Presentations for batch 117 to batch 1120. Batch 120 from batch 117 to batch 1120. My name is Kudzai Alakani. I'll be your host tonight. I'm just going to call up my fellow mentors from batch 1119. Mentor Nyama, would you kindly unmute your microphone? Then we'll go to Mentor Roda, then Mentor
Yes.
Tanda after that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mentor Zai. Good evening. Good evening, fellow mentors, and good evening, all reps from all the various batches. Today marks our end of we all know you're here to I'd like to wish each and every batch all the best. It has been quite an enjoyable journey in the past 10 days. I've literally enjoyed mentoring you guys. That is batch 119. I'd like to applaud your enthusiasm in working over your tasks. It's been a pleasure. I wish all the batches all the best and enjoy it. It's all about enjoying and learning. And
Mentor Nyama, your microphone, we can hardly hear you.
thank you. Okay.
You're so faint.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Better.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was saying I'd like to wish each and every batch all the best. Today is our last day of business game. The last 10 days has been quite enjoyable. I'd like to applaud batch 119. They've been quite an awesome group to mentor. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I wish and hope that you will be once upgraded to, I hope everybody gets upgraded to guider. That is every moderator's wish. And I hope that when you go out there, you make the best guiders ever. So enjoy this evening and all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mentor Nyama.
Thank you, Mentor Nyama. Hi everyone, this is Mentor Oda. Thank you for attending the meeting tonight. I'm very impressed that you guys have always been in meetings and participating in the batches. You guys have shown so much dedication to the school, and we are proud to be serving you guys. And we hope that you do well in your presentation tonight, and that you all get to be good guiders. Thank you everyone. Thank you mentors for the support and for always helping out. Enjoy your evening and good luck.
Thank you, Mentor Roda. Mentor Tanda, you're up next. Batch 118, Mentor Tanda.
Good evening, everyone, guys. I hope you all well. Thank you, mentors. Firstly, I'd like to appreciate each and every mentor for the effort that you guys have put in throughout the course, and I would like to thank the future guiders that were doing the task, and I wish them all the best that they are going to pass. I believe everyone is going to pass because you guys you did all your best, but you need to follow instruction. Make sure that you everything that we taught you is the same thing that you did. If you did something like that, you're going to pass. And for today, guys, I wish you all the best that you did your business game, because if you fail the business game, all the page is going to fail. So make sure, guys, that you did all your best. You are well prepared, as you had been taught that today is the presentation. So thank you, Mr. Kudzai. You can take over. Say, I have nothing much to say.
Thank you, Mentor Tanda. Okay, I've been just going through page 117 document. It just needs to be like it just needs few touch-ups, so I'll kindly coordinate. So in the meantime, if page 118 is ready to go, page 118 is we have already received your document, page 118. You can kindly introduce yourself, the first rep for page 118. If you are ready to go, page 118.
Hello everybody, my name is Lawley Vitoye and I'm representing batch 118, and I will be starting with, in the presentation of the business games, I'll be starting with the first task which we were actually presented with. But before I go on, I would kindly like to ask our mentors how many minutes is actually assigned for the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Vitoye. What's going to happen, right, guys, is each and every batch you're going to have 15 minutes. 15 minutes at least. Kindly make use of 15 minutes only, because we have so many batches. We have like 4 batches that needs to represent. Then after your presentation, we're going to have our officials to come in and say their final words, their last words, some of the things that you need to know as you go out there as guiders. So there are some last minute words they need to say out to you. So I don't know how long that's gonna take. So to accommodate all of us, I recommend that you make use of 15 minutes. If there is 3 or 4 of you, just go through, just play your part. After you're done, kindly call out the next presenter. If the next presenter is not available, call the next one. If they're not available, you can kindly run through the document on your own if you're in a position to. But if other presenters are there, just share the task, and I hope they are all in here so that we can have one accord. Kindly make use of 15 minutes. The other thing, you don't have to go out, you don't have to go through the whole document, you don't have to read all of it to us. We already have the link, we can view it. What we need you guys to do is, we need you to summarize it. We need you to summarize it. Don't read it, just summarize what's written. Just summarize your part, just summarize what you're supposed to present for us. Simple as that. Is that loud and clear? Is that?
Yes, point well taken.
Okay, thank you.
Point well taken, sir. Thank you very much.
Guys, I'm going to share with you the link. I'm going to share with you the link for page 118 in the GoToMeeting chat. You can kindly click on it. For those doing live broadcast, I'm also going to share with you the live broadcast. I've just posted the link, and I'm also going to post in my batch, like page 117. My fellow mentors can kindly do the same so that the guys can see how page 118 document, and they can hear what Mr. Obutoye will be presenting about. Thank you. You can go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And first and foremost, like our task has been given and assigned to us, we are to actually take MMM Global into a new country, and a case study being Nigeria. And to start afresh, we would be looking at the fact that entering a new country, we need to understand the country we're going into, and also we already know the community we're coming into, advertise, to talk about, and to actually bring into a new place. So therefore, of course, in the first place, we would be understanding our country, Nigeria, and we did a SWOT analysis of the country, the strengths, and of course, some of the things we came up with was the fact that it's highly populated, and the strengths that it has, highly populated, and it has a number of various commercial cities. And some of the threats we're facing was the fact that this country is one that has been recorded in time past to have a high rate of cyber impersonation, and being the fact that the community M that we're actually bringing here is one that exists solely on the internet. This is a very major threat to our community. And some of the weaknesses we observed is the fact that the country has a lot of indigenous languages, and therefore communication might be a major barrier. And the other part is the high level of illiteracy that exists in most rural areas. And the opportunities that are bound in the country are a whole lot, but one of the top on them all is the avenue for community development, and also the part of education and exposure, bringing what is available to the outside world into a new country as such as Nigeria. So knowing what the strengths and weaknesses of the country is, the plan or the goal is quite simple. For the first 1 week, we've done our homework, we've done our background check to be able to set up a very good web platform which will be used in the country. We've set up the web portal where people will be able to register and all that. So coming into the country, our first point of contact would be to actually go all out, to actually announce, to actually introduce people to a new concept, to the community that is coming into them. So we'll be doing a whole lot of online publicity, being the fact that our community exists online. So our first primary target audience are those who are online. And therefore, again, we'll be going to the offline people who are in their place of work, universities, and just bombarding them with news of the fact that there's a new community in town that is bound to actually change their lives and the way the financial world order system is in the country. So that's basically our entry point. And then, of course, we setting up an activation day in the country, where throughout for the 1 week, one day would be set out that everybody is looking forward to, which will be a grand launching or a grand activation of the platform in the country. So the Triple M community will be introduced officially on a particular set date on during the first week, and the people would get to attend the offline event, and also to be broadcasted live to the people who can watch online from every part of the country. And largely also we'll be making use of the resources which have been provided to us, which is the $50,000 capital, which is what we're supposed to use and running around, and secondly in the place of the internet facility that we've been provided with, and more importantly is the team that we've been given. So sitting with the team and getting to come together, put our heads together and do this thing, we would be able to actually organize a very, very effective and productive offline event that would also be broadcasted on the internet, and people will be able to join, watch and see the ideologies of the community we're selling, watch and learn the way the community works, how it is run, the little things that make the community to work, and most importantly, they would see the benefit of how the community can be of good use and of advantage to them, as it has been successful in other countries. We will be sharing the testimonies of other countries with them for them to see, and I'm sure that would really do a whole lot of good to actually bring in an inflow of people. And from our estimation, with a total estimate, or a minimum estimate, a minimum estimate of 1,000 people at the offline event, and looking at a minimum of 5,000 people on the online internet, we're looking at 6,000 people minimum total to be exposed to the first day activation of the MMM community. And that would actually give us, we're looking at minimum of 1/10 of this total population, 1/10 of 6,000 people that are exposed to our first day activation would be registered into the community, and all of them providing a minimum help or an average help of $100 in total. And this first week would really do good, and our efforts would bring forth a whole lot of results in introducing the MMM community into the country, Nigeria. So I would like to call on my and one of my other reps, Future Murphy, to actually come up and take on from here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. I think all the members in the house in task 2. Okay, and going with the question given in task 2, we came up with a solution to tackle this task. Okay, we are going to achieve our task successfully if we need to bring in 3 times number of people who registered in the first week, or providing an average of $100 help to be able to get help donation requests in the members who joined in the first week. Okay, since you have our link there, I think you can see our approach, our calculations in here. Because of time, you will all see how we derived with our calculations and how we came up with to us. Now,
Batch 118, anyone else standing as anyone else to come in and help in because of the network hindrances, we can hardly hear what the current presenter is presenting. Can we have anyone else who was
Yes. Yes, so just to quickly summarize what she was saying, she was talking about the tax 2 and 3, and I'll quickly just run through it. In our tax 2, we're simply calculating the amount of people, amount of registrations, new participants that we would have to bring into the community, and we simply saw that to get more people into our community, we simply have to amplify our efforts in the first week, which actually brought us about 600 participants, and we also saw that to be able to comfortably cater for all the people, 600 people minimum that actually provided help in the first week, we simply have to triple the number of people who actually come in to be able to comfortably pay for all the donations in the first week. Thereby, the next 3 weeks, we have a target of actually tripling the number of people who came in the first week, and thereby also they should be providing help of an average of $100, and with that we would comfortably pay for all donations to all participants that were registered in the very first week of entering the country. And to the tax 3 is very just a bit down the line there, and for tax 3 it's about the fact that we are now a hundreds manager, and the same plan for another month on the basis of results of previous calculation, taking into the account dynamics of growth. Now our growth has been quite interesting, being the fact that with the effort being put into it by the team, we've been able to actually grow at a very, very progressive one. And to put it more accurately, the calculations, but I won't be running through that. But our summary simply says, with the success growth recorded in the first month, the pace is maintained and the effort by the team is intensified, thereby a minimum estimate of growth in the community calculated with the assumptions that even only half the current participants who registered in the first 4 weeks are successfully invited 2 people into the community. Thereby we are having, we're going to be doubling our numbers in the second month if people who are already in the community would just bring 2 people, we invite 2 other people into the community based on the successes they've experienced in the community. So with that, I believe we've been able to actually solve the tasks that have been given to us from tax 1 to tax 3. And from there, I'd like to invite my other colleague, Damilare, to actually come up and just follow up from there. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is JMD, Jinod Moses Damilare on the line. I'll be speaking quickly on tax 4. Okay, our aim here is to make up for the negative effect of the decrease in the registration by 75% during the 1 week local Nigerian holiday. Okay, so our weekly target of registration of 600 participants. So from there we had a drop in new registration of that 75%, which amounts to 450 participants. So that means during the first week registration, a mega 150 new registrations were made. So to meet our target, we have to make up for the 450 participants that was lost during the holiday. So during the first week of registration of new participants, which is 150, for the next 3 weeks, we have an extra 450 new participants to make up our 600 targets. That means for first week, we need 450 divided by 3, which is 150 new participants. So for the next 3 weeks, we need 150 plus 600 participants to make 750 participants per week. So thereby, the new number of participants required per week to make up for the decline in the first week is itemized as for the first month, 150 plus 750 plus 750 plus 750 to make 2,400 participants. with an average contribution of 31,800 naira. So our total contribution for the month will be 2,400 participants times 31,800 naira, which will fetch us 76,320,000. Hence, the amount of new participants needed to correct the decline in registration is 450 participants. The amount of contributions needed to correct the decline in contribution is 450 times 31,800, which will make of 14,310,000 naira. So from here, our plan of action to correct the decline in registration is we introduce holiday bonus for those providing help during the holiday, encourage existing participants to provide more help, organize community development programs to create awareness and promote the ideology of our community to change the world, teach more about Bitcoin and its 50% Mavro growth, encourage the use of Bitcoin. Community team and managers should come together and organize a charity event funded by community participants, managers, and the community team. So our resources to execute our action plan will include team building, internet, finance for low budget offline events from the team, 30% contribution from all managers, 5% first level bonus. This will be used for the newly introduced bonuses. So our financial report up to date will be our capital brought forward, which is $39,251. Our expenses during this period will be $2,000, and our balance at the head of the tax will be $37,251. Okay, so from here I'll quickly move to tax 5. So our solution here, our approach for tax 5, I read thus. We need to identify the cause of this reduction, because from tax 5, we're told that there's a reduction of the amount in contribution of minus 20%. Okay, so our approach for this is we need to identify the cause of this reduction that will help to establish appropriate measure to manage the challenges. We need to increase awareness, get more participants. In this scenario, offline presentation and webinar will play a huge role to educate and inform the participants and external community about the situation and the need for calmness. So the solution towards this, after careful observation of the situation, the panic that has spread from within these community participants to the external community, causing the old participant not to provide help nor invite others to the community, and the incoming ones not providing help. At this point, a pause mode is devised to temporarily halt the growth of all existing marbles for 1 month, which, while new registration marbles continue to grow as expected. Therefore, to correct the imbalance in the community system and release the pause mode, the following mechanisms will be used. 1, the community managers are encouraged to give short-term notary guarantees for the security of deposits to the new members, secured by their own means. This covered under the which ensures that no participant loses the money, albeit delayed but not lost. 2, we teach the MMM ideology and how it works in detail to the participants. 3, increase awareness and education to the general public. 4, train more guiders and ensure their effectiveness. 5, encourage existing participants and guiders to increase contribution. Analysis goes thus. Amount of provided help is 20% less than expected. Therefore, 20% of 2,400 participants will make 480 participants, which they don't provide help. Hence, 480 times 31,800 naira, which will amount to 152,640,000 naira is the contribution that is lost, which is the expected contribution. Okay. Now we have 480 participants divided by 3, which is 160. That is 3 being the number of weeks remaining in the month. So we need additional 160 new registrations per week. Okay. So plan of action would be to enact and enforce the plan of action of tax 4 above, because it yielded results but was sabotaged by the panic of participants. So our financial report up to date will be the capital brought forward, which is $37,251. Our expenses is $1,900. And the balance up to date is $35,351. So our resources being used here is the team, the finance for offline presentations and training, internet, incentives, humanitarian services and donations, community service by the members of our community. So at this point, I would like to introduce my next rep, which is in place of Mr. Samuel. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Udi Samuel. I'm here to talk on tax 6. Now, in the course of this month, delay in all payment increased to 7 days. And old members do not attract any, either they don't make any contribution to. And by the virtue of that, a post mode was devised. Now we have to make a plan of action for another month. Here's our solution. Now firstly, we need to revive. We need to revive, we need a reviver in the system. And this revival lies within the guiders. They ought to hold seminar encouraging people about the system. Secondly, participants should also encourage their guidelines to put more effort also in organizing seminars, both offline and online presentation in their environment, their local streets and communities, just to get the confidence of people into the community. Telling people of the benefits of MMM, telling them of the strength of MMM, and telling them what MMM have come to do for the community. Also, I believe testimony videos of all participants in the system should be shown to the community, to the people in the society as a proof that MMM in Nigeria has come to stay to help the people in the country. Also, social media's group page and also fan page should be created. Different plans to bring back our participants' trust must be strategized, advising participants not to panic. Now, managers have more tasks on this effect. They should always carry, they should not be being carried away with many bonuses at the expenses of ensuring a healthy system by passing on true ideology of MMM to the community. Guidance should also assure their downlines that old marvels will be frozen with time and encourage them to provide help since new marvel have no issues. Guidance also must demonstrate that by providing help, guidance must demonstrate this by providing help and also sending the videos of happiness across to the people after getting help. Now, resources we need is a team, finance for presentation, seminar, and the internet. Now, here, I believe you can see our financial report. Now, I'll go straight to tax 7. Now, I haven't done that in the my effort has been insufficient to reverse the situation. Now, a restart took place. Here is another plan of action for the next month. Since we couldn't revive the system, out most people confidently, assuring them about the efficiency of the system, also making them to know the smooth running of the system is in our hands. And this is in their hands. The more they provide help, the more the system keep running. Also, mass media can also be used in situation that about what the research means in terms of without them, participants just have been that MMM came to eradicate poverty and to create a fair financial world to the country. Now, there are some specific areas we need to point out. Participants should be assured that their money is safe by the assurance of post-smooth. Also, they should be reminded that we should remind the participants the need to always participate with spare cash. It's a must. We should always tell them that they should always participate with their spare cash. Now below is our financial report for tax 7. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody, and I would like to say thank you to our moderators for giving us this opportunity. And so far, we've been able to actually give a summary of all we've done in the business games from the first task to the 7th one. And with this, we would like to hand over the mic as a badge. Thank you very much, sir.
Unmuted.
Thank you, Batch 1118. Thank you for your short and precise presentation. Next in line is Batch 117. Next in line is Batch 117. Can I have Silas from Batch 117? Silas saying I cannot get audio. I cannot get an audio. Okay. Any other rep from Batch 117 to read the document for us? Anyone else from Batch 117 to read the document for us, to do the presentation for us? Okay, Batch 119. Batch 119 reps. Anyone from Batch 119?
So this is Sean Gilbert from Batch 119. I hope you can all hear me.
Okay, sir, can we kindly have your document in the GoToMeeting chat box? Can we kindly have your document in the GoToMeeting chat box? Kindly post it there.
I would want to ask for the document. I'm actually using the gadget that I'm at the moment.
Okay, we can hardly hear. Would you kindly speak up a little bit? Okay, we have your document. Thank you. Would you kindly speak up, because we can hardly hear you?
All right, I will try and speak up more. Okay, let me please just introduce the present that while I hand over to the person who's going to present tax one. We have Ofon Udo, Olokoshomi, or Shundari, or Laulu, and Vincent Denise. So please, I would like to hand over to Udo to present the tax one. Thank you. Udo, please, you are on.
Everyone. Hello, everyone. I will start with task one. We are given a task to go into Nigeria, to take MMM global community into Nigeria. Our aim and objective is to introduce MMM to residents of Nigeria, to educate them on MMM ideology, the way it works, the risks that are involved, the rules, and the benefits of participating in MMM community. First and foremost, we will carry on a visibility study of Nigeria, the economy sector, the security, the political, and also the banking. And also we have to know the currency that Nigerians are using. Then we will be targeting major cities in Nigeria. Let's say the major cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Kano, which we have learned people that will easily understand the ideology of MMM. We will then make good use of social media. That is, for example, first week we have to create a Facebook page. We have to share flyers in every nook and crannies of Nigeria. We have to present physical seminars in major cities, which our target audience will be 600 people each. And we have to conduct at least 9 seminars in a week. Then after that, during this seminar, we have to share inspirational videos of those people that have played or other countries that have done it and they're successful. Because I can remember a friend in South Africa introduced me to MMM. When she started talking, I didn't get that until when she sent me a video of people that are participating. I was told then during this time, we must educate on the ideology of MMM. Hello? We have to educate them on how it works, the rules and the benefits. We should have plans.
What's happening? I can't hear you.
Hello?
What's happening?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Please go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay. Then plans will be put in place to enlighten the potential participants against pressure from government and media. However, because of the present economic condition of Nigeria, which makes a lot prone to lack and poverty, we can penetrate MMM, we can penetrate Nigeria through charity work, which will be of advantage to us. We have to remember,
Can we all hear me?
our target is for the poor, so that we can be able to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. Our financial audience, our target audience is financial institutions such as banks, marketers, investment companies, stock sales and funds, the entrepreneur, the bloggers, which have the high traffic and page views. Then we can enter higher institutions. You know how the youth respond to things like this, and then the unemployed citizen. Our target participants is 3,200 a week in these 9 seminars we are holding in a week. So the minimum of 100 per participant, $100 per participant for a week, which is equivalent to $320,000 per week. Then we have the financial plan and budget for 7 days. We have $100 per week. Then we have feedings and every advert that we are going to carry on with this task. The allocated budget is $50, and we've been able to spend $12,300, and we have $37,700 left in our budget. Thank you, everyone. I will call on Rep. Olu to continue with task 2.
All right, everyone. This is I am Machinery. Go ahead, okay. All right. I'll be taking on tax 2. And as earlier the tax has been visible to everyone. All right. So looking at the situation of things, we already know that we have to keep up for the next 3 weeks based on the plan of action we already have. Now for the first week average, now we are looking at the present situation now. The first set of new participants, let's assume the PH, looking at the average of $100 per participant, and we have 3,200 participants. That's for the first week. So the PH will be 3,200 participants times $100 equals to $320,000. Now, we also calculate their referral bonuses, which is 3,200 times $10 each. That's for the referral. Will give us a total of $32,000. That's if each person refer at least to one person. Now, registration bonuses, we have that of $20 for the minimum registration. And since we are using an average of $100 each, that means every one of them is going to get a registration bonus of $20. So $20 times 3,200 participants is $64,000. Now, the total help that they are expected to get at the end of the month should be $416,000. Now, so out of this average of $100 contribution per week, let's assume this average still continues. That means for the following week, we need, out of the $100 of the next set of people, we need $30 that will cater for the 30% growth of older participants. We also need $10 that will cater for the referral bonuses. We also need $20 that will cater for the bonus of the old participant. Now, putting all this sum together, we have $60. Now, it means that we need $60 out of every new participant to cater for the old participant. That means we're in short. Which means we're in short of $60, and it will only remain $40. Now, the newer participants will need an extra $110 for them to make up their own 30% growth and registration bonus. But nevertheless, we have worked a way out. Now, we have a target of 3,200 participants per week with an increased average contribution of at least $130. That means looking at the present rate of participant influx, we can acquire a 30% average increment in their contributions. That means every contribution we're going to make, starting from the following week, we'll try as much as possible to encourage a 30% increment in their contribution. Now, if you look at that 30% increment, that means having the same number of participants of 3,200 participants multiplied by $130, we will get $416,000, which is exactly the amount that is needed to compensate for the older participants. Now, the second option is $50 contribution. Now we increase the number of participants to 7,020 persons with the same. What we can do is average contribution of $100. If they will be able to pay, it will still have for the
have the same average for the older contribution, we can increase the number of participants. By the time there, we can have both, in the sense that we can have, we can increase the number of participants by half, and as well we can also increase the contribution. What I mean is, instead of having 30% increase in number of targets, that's target participants, new registration, and having 30% increase in the contribution, average contribution, we can have 15% increase in number of new participants and also 15% increase in the average contribution. Now, if we add the sum together, we are also going to get an amount that will cater for the lapses of the older participant. Now, we have some action log of what we are going to do to achieve that. Number one, we need to expand to new location. Now, looking at, we're starting with major cities. If we see that we need to increase the number of participants, we can extend it to other cities. Then number two, we have to encourage the new members and the old members who haven't finally made up their mind to do so and provide help. Because we can have some that will register and they will not provide help. So by the time we increase them, we encourage them, they'll be able to do that. Then we'll spend more cost on awareness seminars, offline events, and social media, so as to get more participants. Now on this aspect, there will be a need to storm renowned high institutions, especially in most popular states and countries, popular states and towns rather, so that we can get students that knows how networking works, how social finance work, so that they can help to propagate the vision of the community. Then also the team needs to embark on a massive social media campaign. Now we can make use of hashtags, we can make use of videos of something that will trend all across the country. And trust me, if you can go through the line, through the net, then everybody can have it. Then also through this, we can share the MMM ideology, the registration, and everything that we need to know about MMM. And also this will increase the number of participants. I think that will be all for now. So I'll call on the next participant to take on tax 3. Thank you. So you need to take tax 3.
Alright, I want to show me to but text 3. I wouldn't know where is Vincent. So if Vincent can't hear me, I will keep on with text 3 then. Text 3, the next line of action is that we need to train more leaders who will become guiders to spread the ideology of MMM. We are also going to go across the country to organize more seminars across the region, as well as we move ahead to also enlighten old participants on the need to promote the ideology, knowing fully well that tax 3 gives us the fact that there are we have 100 manager who is supposed to ensure that the people under him grow up and know what they are supposed to do. So with that in mind, tax 3 is just simply to ensure that the 4 weeks that have gone by should have raised more participants to the tune of 25,600 participants. I will not want to bore us with quite a number of calculations that we have on the slide as it is, or on the document that we have given to that we have already. To that regard, I would want to say that we have less expenses as $0 expenses. I have about $37,200 as our balance. We want to wrap up to move into tax 4 before I hand over to the next person to take tax 5. Tax 4, as it is with us already at the moment, tells us that we have 2 months We have 2 months gone already. Then we are having a holiday coming up, which is a celebration period. Fall has happened to registration. The aim and objective of this task is to ensure that MMM Nigeria meets up with the challenge of period, the festive period, as people find it not too interesting kind of starting all these that will come up. There will be panic as the case may be. The actual action is that but banks may not losing out, only that the system, only that MM is not losing out. All right, back. My network took me off before, so sorry about that, please. Then, after at this party or at the show, in order to curb panic, we'll seize the opportunity at hand to share souvenirs or give out souvenirs to both existing and prospective participants. Then there can be slight adjustments to ensure that to growth of Mavro in order to accommodate the festive season. During the show or party, free internet should be made available in the vicinity so as to encourage those who have not registered to probably feel the urge to get involved in the registration. Another move that can be taken to solve this issue could be to extend the duration of defrost, which is the period at which Mavro turns from red to blue, then through to green. Another decision that could be taken is that anyone who decides to get help or collect his money at this season may not be able to collect because of bank operation. So time extension will definitely come up as the case may be. Incentive packages should be given to newly registered participants so that they can be encouraged to tell more people to come in at such time. In specifying amount of contribution and participant necessary for development of the community, we need to grow new participants to the tune of 150%. I want to say briefly also that the loss of 75% is likely not going to get the MMM system to an halt, knowing fully well that we have the aim of growing registration by organizing seminars, parties, speech, whatever, at most of populated cities, such that, and yet, like I said earlier on, making internet available, which will encourage others, which will encourage new registration to come up. I would like to hand over to the next presenter for Tax 5. And I think that should be all I'll do.
Right. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Atulu. Now, Tax 5. Looking at the present situation of things, we are already at a 20% reduction in amount of contributions. So what do we do? What is the next thing? First and foremost, we have to carry out something we call a situational analysis. That is an analysis that will show what exactly is the situation right now. Now, before actions can be generated to get out, the extent of the damage must be known. Now, this can be done through a variety of questions. Number one, first and foremost, carry out something they call SWOT analysis. Now, while carrying out this SWOT analysis, we need to put emphasis on the weaknesses and also the threats. Now, the reason being that these threats and weaknesses were just strengths and weaknesses back then. But now, the threats are already the weaknesses. The former threats are now the current weaknesses. So we need to know what has changed. That's the question 2. What has changed? That is, between the period of every cash flow to the period of 20% reduction in amount of contributions, what has changed? For example, do we have negative campaigns? Do you have a change in government policies, religious instigations, poor economy, etc.? Any of those questions can be useful in this, because if we don't know what has changed, we won't know how to change it. Now, number 3, we need to know, are the old participants, are they happy? Are they comfortable? Are they well driven towards the community? If the old participants are not well driven towards the furtherment of the community, then it's not going to get better. So, and then another question is, has there been a reduced intensity in terms of seminars and offline events, maybe our campaigns, online campaigns, and what have you? Or number 5, could they be misinformed? Because there must be a reason why they have refused to make more contributions, and the growth rate in participants have been deficient. Now, after we've answered all these questions, there are the possible solutions that could be addressed to them. Now, since the contribution inflow is already short by 20%, it means subsequently the efforts have to be re-intensified based on the deductions gotten from the situational analysis. Hence, there will be a need for at least a 50% increase from our present state. That is, a 20% to cater for the reduction, then an additional 30% now to get to the progressive rate that we ought to be. That's that about that. Now, below are some of the measures that can be used to solve these problems, including in a month, because we have the next 3 weeks to deal with this. Okay, fine. Number 1, the opportunities generated from the SWOT analysis. Now, while we're preparing the SWOT analysis, there were some opportunities that were generated. Now, since the threats have become the weaknesses, now we also need to make the opportunities the strengths. For example, we already know this is a global community, and that is an opportunity. Now we can turn it to a strength. That is, we can move into new locations and get more participants, just to make up for the lost percentage. Then number 2, managers can be given a milestone. Let's say in the next 4 weeks, register new participants or whatever, just for us to make up the 20% deficit. Now, also members of the dormant guiders who haven't PhD. Now, members of the dormant guiders who haven't PhD for a while can be frozen. And when their members are frozen and they could not cash out, they will know that they need to get back to work, so that you can bring about a rule that if you don't PH, you cannot GH. That kind of rule. All right. Number 3, the campaign will be taken to a new location. I already said that. The campaign will be taken to a new location where there is less harsh atmosphere for survivability of the community. Then number 4, now, looking at the situation of Nigeria, every new participant has peers. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Now, looking at the situation of Nigeria, new participants always have risk. They have fears about new innovations that come to town. Now, we can make use of the method of whereby we try to win over top locals and top indigenes in the country. Like in a particular area, we look at people that we can make an ambassador for the community. This increases the credibility of the community. thereby reassuring the indigent of the safety of the community. That's number 4. Then number 5, the community can also liaise with organizations, either governmental or non-governmental organizations, to carry out beneficial programs, training, skill acquisition, seminars, just to show the community that the MMM community is interested in its participants being financially liberated, and to also to create a free and fair society. Now, for example, you can organize a computer training or charity rallies, and through which MMM ideologies can also be re-emphasized. Now, this gives people a new reason to associate with the community, and also it gives a chance for the negativity in the atmosphere to be neutralized. Okay, number 6, there could be an added bonus for participants that PH to a particular amount that will correct the 20% progress deficit, or that PH a number of times in the following month. Now we can say a particular number of participants, if you can PH an amount of money between this period, that will cater for the 20% deficit that we already have. There will be an added bonus for them. That will also spur them to do more. Now, number 7, there could be a bonus promo for old participants who PH, let's say for example, 50% more than the average PH. Now, they can create a system whereby we calculate the average PH of old participants, and we'll say, okay, fine, any old participant that PH 50% more than its average PH is going to get a bonus. So with that, it will also help them to even PH more. All right. Then number 8, managers can throw a challenge. Now, this is dependent on the guidance of the managers. They can throw a challenge to their downlines and reward them based on the number of new downlines they can get. Now, if you tell a downline, okay, fine, if you can get 2 or 3 more downlines within the next 1 week, I'm going to add this to your Mavro. We are going to have a particular increase in your Mavro and stuff like that. It's going to encourage them to do more. Now, and finally, MMM can create a site probably called MMM Experience Center Nigeria or so, just to look at, because looking at the situation of Nigeria now, one of the top forums we have in Nigeria is Nairaland, and it's a place where people discuss, share ideas, encourage, and stuff like that. So if we can create an experience center like that, where people can correct their wrong notion, their wrong beliefs about MMM, where guiders and managers will also be present on the platform, it will be very easy for wrong notions and negative campaigns to be readdressed there. Then also, the more the traffic in this place will also be a source of income to the community in future. All right, that will be all from me on Tax 5. I'd like to hand over to the presenter now to continue. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Ofan Bugudo, taking task 6. Looking at the situation at hand, which is post-mood, action plan has to be put in place. We have to make a plan for new guiders, to train new guiders among the community. We have to make a plan to target like 200 participants, whereby people that will provide help will have a minimum of people that will provide help at least $100 each participant, which we will be able to raise the target of 200 times $100, which will be a $100 per each participant. At this point in time, we have to avoid panic, because panic, post-mode is active. Certainly, panic will be on air. Everyone knows that when things like this comes up, everyone will panic. There will be fear to provide help. This seriously must be first handled by the guiders. We have to educate people on what happened. We have to let them know that their money will not, nobody will lose his or our money. We have to make efforts to double in terms of seminars, campaigns, all the available social network, we must utilize them. We have to rebuild trust by showing the past experiences. For example, we will take example of the South African. What happened in South Africa? Guiders should give a task of bringing a certain number of people into the system per month, and they should make sure that they provide help. Assurance to participants that they wouldn't lose should be that they wouldn't lose their initial deposit should be the most important thing we should do. We have to ensure them that that everybody will regain their initial deposit, that they should only continue to provide help. We have to train ourselves to face this situation at hand. We have come a long way. So this pause mode shouldn't weigh us down. We have to introduce a promo to attract new members and bigger volumes of providing help. We have to make an incentive to anybody that provides help because there is already a panic in the system. Guiders should upload testimonies and videos of inspirational videos of MMM. We have to let guiders to provide help at least 50% and above of their referral bonuses. We have to make this compulsory. Seeing the situation at hand, to revive the ideology of MMM, we have to revive the ideology of MMM and let participants understand it very well. We have to let the members, the participants know that this thing, they will lift it up. This pause mode will be lifted. Hello? The active participants will always approach all accessible numbers of people and calm them down to some level, and then some good ideas should be given to them in order to invite new people into the community. This is to say that we have to let them know that the system is only running when there is constant providing help and getting help. With this, I'm sure very well that we'll be able to make people calm down and introduce a lot of people into this community. I will call on Vincent to take on task 7.
Hello everyone, my name is Vincent. I'm sorry I've been having network problem from my side. And I can't really connect to the meeting properly. Udo, can you please go ahead? Just go ahead on my behalf, please. Thank you.
Hello, this is Sean Mitsuroke. I don't know if Udo could actually hear you clearly, but I believe everybody can hear me. I quickly want to help work on task 7. Task 7, despite all efforts put in place, it shows clearly that it didn't work. So serious negative impact of the number available. It simply implies that the main aim of this task is for us to reintroduce MMM Nigeria to resident and spread the MMM ideology to new areas, letting old members know that MMM is back and stronger. Action plan to this regard is 1. We could set up set up a seminar that would be like a question and answer session of all guiders, sensitizing them on new action plan and letting them know about the success of MMM and their own prior input. Another action plan could be that all guiders will intensify strong publicity across media platforms, WhatsApp group, social media, spreading ideology and testimony from foreign countries will also be of good help. Let members understand the force such that they would not have the fear of losing their money. And know that all mistakes have been identified. Providing help and the new move of, and what providing help simply means in sustaining the system of MMM. Introducing 5% extra may anyone providing help before getting help.
Guys, can we have one flow? Can we have one flow? If you're not the one who's presenting, kindly mute your microphone so that we can have one accord. Everyone else mute your microphone if you're not presenting. You can kindly go ahead, sir. Everyone else mute your microphones. Thank you. Hello?
I believe you cannot hear me. Sorry, I had a network glitch. I'm almost rounding up now. Thank you.
Okay.
I believe you cannot hear me clearly. I had a network glitch briefly. All right, let me round up. We move to new regions with massive campaign. Testimonies from people who have collected their money and provided help will be of good help to save the system. Then evaluate previous contributions from start to set up the new action plan on new registration. In total sum, the actual truth is that people need to know clearly that MMM is ready to do the right thing, that it's not really the fault for any form of negative news being propagated. Basically, all of those news are not actually correct because people are actually having testimony to show forth. And once that is put to the table, the tendency that negative news would not work is so high. At this junction, I would like to say that batch 119, we are through with our presentation from tax 1 to tax 7, so I can hand over back to our moderators to go ahead with who is next to present. Thank you so much.
Pay. I'm not sure if that was the final wrap-up for batch 119. Batch 119, are you done? Did you all present batch 119? Kindly confirm if we should.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, batch 119.
Yes. Yes.
Job well done. Thank you for all the presenters as well as the mentors and admin for batch 119. Now we're moving to batch 117.
Thank you, sir.
Batch 117. I have the names for batch 117. I'm going to kindly call out the names. Then you guys can begin. Batch 117. I have Isaac, Danny, Joseph, and Weeche. Are you guys all present in the meeting? Are you guys all here? Batch 117.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are highly ready, sir.
Okay.
Present in the meeting.
Okay, can I have your document in the GoToMeeting chat? You can kindly post your document in the GoToMeeting chat if you are in a position to post. Then I will kindly call the first presenter for batch 117 to kindly take the flow. The second one, the third one, and the fourth one. I don't know how many you are, maybe 5. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the document with us. You can kindly go ahead and present to us what you have in store. Thank you.
Okay, good evening everyone. This is Isaac Kadiri. I'll be starting the presentation for batch 117 from task 1 to task 7 which we have been given. So starting from task 1, we have been given the task to enter into a new country and to develop MMM Global in the country. In our case here, we have Nigeria as the target country. And starting with, we have some resources which include the internet, a team to work with, the knowledge which we have received from the school, and a sum of $50,000. So first thing first, we have to, on getting to the country, we have to look out for the background information of the country, Nigeria. We have to look out for the demographics of the population. We have to look out for the labor force, the number of people that are available to, that have access to internet, the number of people that are on social media, the language, the religion, the currency, and so on and so forth. So after getting information about the background of the country, we have in mind certain objectives which we are to fulfill, which is to promote the ideology of MMM, to make people know the mechanics, that is how the scheme works, then the role of MMM, and most importantly, the benefits, what they are to derive from participating in the scheme. So with our resources and the knowledge we have from the guidance school, before we proceed to carrying out our tasks, we have to make sure that we have some group of professionals in place for the successful completion of the tasks. We have to organize a media, we have to have a group of professionals, the media publicity analysts, the transport and logistics analysts, the procurement analysts, IT and research analysts, the cost analysts, and the group heads, which are to coordinate every activity of the team. So moving on to the strategy we are to follow, we firstly need to identify the city or the states which we are to start our activity. Looking at the background information we derive from on getting to the country, we selected Lagos due to a number of reasons based on the SWOT analysis we carried out. So on getting to Lagos, the following are the strategies we adopted. We launched an aggressive campaign on getting to the states. Then we conducted offline presentations. Then we installed electronic banners. We campaigned at shopping malls and markets through distribution of flyers, while we are dressed in MMM branded t-shirts and caps. This is also a form of awareness. And also we harness Lagos database through some of its telecommunication outfits, by which we reach out to people about the ideology and the mechanisms of the scheme. We also establish an online presence through intense awareness by all team joining and commenting on various Facebook groups and pages. And also we organized charity events at some charity and non-profit organizations. We focused mainly on the non-governmental organizations that are aimed at empowering the youth in the country. So after adopting all these strategies, we arrived at a number of registration, the number of registration which we are able to get, the number of new participants, and the number of contributions they made. So after the first week, by following all our plans and strategies, we were able to get an average of 40 new registration per day. So in a week that amounts to 240 registration, and these new members contributes on average $100 on average. So if we look at the bonus we are going to be paying, the growth rates, which is 30%, the total amount of revenue we be generated will amount to $40,000. This is the total amount of money that will be expected to pay these participants at the end of the week when they are about to get help. So after all our plans and strategies, our expenses, because we should remember that we out of the resources we have $50,000. So we surely have taken out of the $50,000 for some things, which include the return tickets to Nigeria, the accommodation, transportation, feeding, flyer and poster printing, electronic banners, purchase of t-shirts and cap, take-home DVD, translocators, among other things. So at the end of the day, out of the $50,000 we had, we spent a total of 10,770 naira, which left us with a balance of $39,230. So that concludes tax 1. So going to tax 2, after a week has passed, the average contribution to the structure is around $100, and under the regulation of MMM Global, we are to provide at least 30% growth. So our task here now is to calculate how many new members and contributions we have in the next 3 weeks to be able to meet with the payments of the old participants we have in the first week. So we should remember here that we were able to get 240 participants in the first week who provided help of about $100 on average. So calculating the total amount of provided help, the registration bonus they are to get at the end of a month, we had to, and the growth rate, the 30% growth rate, the total amount of money needed to meet their payments amounts to $40,000. So in order to get the number of participants needed to meet this amount, we have to divide $100 by 40,000, which will give us 400. So in other words, we need 400 participants to donate on average $100 for us to meet the specified amount to pay the old participants. So how do we get these 400 participants? We have to intensify our campaign. We have to adopt new strategies by taking up a social media, using all available social media like Facebook, YouTube, and other available social media. So by doing all this, our assumption is that we will be able to get on average 58 participants in a day, which in a week will amount to 350 new registration. If these people provide a help of $100 on average, we will have a total of $145,600 at the end of the month. This amount is this total amount is sufficiently enough to take care of the $40,000 we were to pay the old participants. So in conclusion of this, that after the first week we had 240 240 registration. After the 4th week, the registration increased to 1,050 registration. So if we look at the growth rates, we'll see that it is about 1:8, which means that on average for every 1 participant in the first week, 8 new participants were enrolled in the following 3 weeks of the first month. So this concludes that 2, and I would like to call on the next presenter to continue from where I stopped, which is Somi Agunbiade. Somi Agunbiade.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Somi Agunbiade representing batch 117, and I'll be taking task number 3. So what we have there says a month has passed. You are a 100 manager. The same plan for another month on the basis of the results of previous calculations, taking into account the dynamics of growth and the number of new participants and then contributions for the next 4 weeks. So from the things we were able to put together, the total registration taken from what my colleague has just talked about. The first month there, we have there's first week 240, then second week 350, third week 700, and then the fourth week on 1,050. And then put together, all this gives us 2,340 participants. Then we said that then the number of guiders that are trained will be at 30. And then we said that assuming same growth rate, number of new registration for the next 4 weeks of second month would be 2,340 multiplied by 2, which will give us 4,680. Now this sets the stage for a geometric progression of participants. New registrations using the ratio 1:8. Then we said that there would be 30 guiders by 8. So if we have ratio 1:8, then new registration per guider per week. Then we have 4 weeks in a month. So we put that to be that 4 times 8, that will give us 32. And then having 30 guiders, we'll say 30 multiplied by 32, and that gives us a total of 960. So total registration for the month would be standing at 4,680 plus the 960 that has been made by the 1:8 ratio of each guider. So, and that gives us a total of 5,640 participants. And then that is for the total contribution by the new month. Then we are looking at $100 average contribution and registration. So if we multiply that by the number that we have, we'll be having $468,000. $468,000 using $100 per participant, multiplying it by 4,680 participants. Then that takes us to task number 4. We said after 2 months, you have the number of participants and then deposits that you have calculated earlier. That is what we have just calculated, is $468,000. And then you said, now you should calculate what you need to organize within the next month. So a week after the start of the month, there is the local Nigeria holiday, which is celebrated during a week respectively. In this period, the activity of the registration fails by 75%. we are to make a plan of action for a month. So from our projection earlier, we said that we'll be achieving, so what we have to check there says what resources and how you should use them, and then specify the amount of contributions and participants necessary for the development of the community. So the resources that we put together that we will be using, we'll have flyers and then handbills. And how we're going to use this is by distributing them massively during the week-long holiday. We distribute them because we have access to people who would have been at workplaces or staying back at home due to the holiday. Then we also have the presence of MMM on social media like Facebook and other media that we have. We step up the presence of MMM in all these media, because also we can say that during this holiday, people will have time to look into their social media platform or their profiles, and then if we can boost the presence of MMM in this means, then they will have access to get to know more about MMM. Then we also provide information on online recruitment of prospects. With the knowledge that the guiders have been able to acquire during that time, to launch out to see that people are being recruited, as in prospects are being recruited online, getting to encourage people through the various media that we have talked about earlier, and then management of the participants whose GH, that is the help requested, whose GH has been delayed. These ones we need to kind of give orientation to them that now it's not as if something is wrong, but with time their money will come as they have requested for it. So the right amount of contribution and participants, a drop in registration by 75% in the second week means 25% registration on account of the local holiday with its associated celebrations. So if we have, due to the holiday, we have 25% drop in registration, then it means that there will be just only 25% registration achieved just for that week of holiday. So this means that registration in the week of the festival will be 25% of 350. Remember the 350 that we projected while discussing task 2 and task 3. So when we look at 25% of 350, that gives us 88 participants approximately, and then that is average weekly registration per week over the past 2 months. That is over the past 2 months, which is the 350, is the average registration per week over the past 2 months. So that is why we are still going by that 350. Now, if for that for that week of celebration, we have had 75% reduction in registration, it means that for that month we have lost a number of 350 minus 88, which is the difference in registration. So in order to make up for the deficit, there needs to be registration after the holiday. That is, we now have to target that, even because it is notable that when the holiday is over, then the effect also will be over. Then we can be able to achieve again the 350 participants per week, which has been our average participant or registration of participants per week. So within that period, we know now that the subsequent 2 weeks we will have the normal 350, but what we now have to do to achieve that fall in the registration is that we have to target now to work towards achieving additional 262 participants after we have achieved the 350 for the subsequent weeks that will be coming up. So that's from me, and I'll be calling on Joseph. a batch member also of batch 117 to take up from there for task 5 and task 6. Thank you.
Okay, all right, Sami. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. And I want to say a lovely good evening to Asmin that are listening to me right now. My name is Elioni Joseph, and I'm representing batch 117 to take up task 5. Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, Joseph. Kindly go ahead.
Okay, like I said, I'm here to take up task 5. Now, after the whole thing we've done, despite the work we've done so far, we discovered that our plans didn't really work out, and new registrations, new contributions to cover the cost of our current deposits were not really reflecting, and we are even having a reduction in the amount of contributions by 20%. We decided to, make up some sort of analysis to make sure that the plans of our actions to remedy this situation, and by that we decided to go by some resources, and we stipulated the number of participants, contributions, and so on that is needed to get this situation resolved. So due to lack of funds, we observed that there were delays in payment, and the old participants saying the fact that neither the new participants are also making contributions, no new members attracted. So we decided to make out a plan. And the resources we had was that, we decided to analyze what we needed. And what we needed was to visit additional cities and establish presence, as well as conduct seminars. That seems more like a rinse and repeat process in order for us to continue. We also determined how many participants we needed to get the situation resolved. By that, the number of deficits had almost doubled. But nevertheless, we needed at least 524 registrations. So we decided to also consider what other resources were necessary, like going back to the basics in order to forestall a restart. And then in order to restore the robust nature of the system, we needed to also train more guiders as to leverage on their efforts to reach out to others. And then we also stated out the fact that we needed to encourage a stepping up of the providing of help. Okay, so by then, we now created out the resources. We had to get some receipts of getting help, requests by installment. What we did now was to establish a situation where participants were informed that they will receive 25% of their getting of help on a weekly basis. This was also initiated so as to bridge the gap as we intensify efforts to increase registrations through the already laid down strategies. We also decided to put in place guiders who had to reiterate to both old and new participants the need to participate with their spare money. And if you also know, we decided to be consistent in the providing of help and getting of help. As we know, Triple M was not created for anybody to enrich his or himself, but for other purposes. Okay, and then lastly, we decided to make safer, know how safer it is to help weekly with a small amount, and then some sort of with a lump sum. Okay, so for tax 5, that was what we're able to come out, and those were our resources to remedy the situation at hand. And that takes us over to task 6, which during that same month, delay in payment increased by 7 days, and then referral activities almost reduced to 0. The old members did not attract anyone and did not make contributions too. So in virtue of this situation, we decided to we observed the pause mode, and then when we observed that pause mode, so what we decided to do was to make some plan of actions, and these are plan of actions in order to resuscitate this situation. What we did was a plan of actions. We actually met with the top management of MMM. We met with the top management of MMM, and then it was initiated as well as the guiders. Guiders were informed to manage the perception of their referrals. Guiders were informed to manage the perception of their referrals and then also calm them down. Okay, we also decided to put up managers as well as guiders in order not to decline to the providing of help, because an increase in the getting of help over the providing of help orders would result to a stagnant situation. And then we also decided not to give up on our seminars. We employed Hooke's laws of elasticity, which states that an elastic material regains its shape after being stretched. That is resilience, and it was a trying time. The challenge, that challenge, our resolve to stick with the participants. Okay, that's all I have for the task 6. I will now move over to task 7, and I'll be bringing up Wiche to take up from here.
All right. My name is Wiche Chiyoki Kelvin. I'll be handling the task 7 for good.
Hello, Wiche, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm here.
Wiche?
Yes, I'm with you. Can you hear me? I'm with you. I'm here. Hello?
Hello, Wiche, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, go on, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you, go on.
Okay, I want to take on task 7. My name is Wiche Chiyoki Kelvin, batch 117. So despite all our efforts, so we realized that we was insufficient for us to reverse the situation. A restart had to take place. All the old marvels are removed. So we have to start to work from the beginning. So this is a serious impact to the members and unfavorable responses. So 1 or 2 negative articles from the media, just so many issues coming up at the same time. So we had to plan an action under this specified condition for a month. So our plan of action that we resolve among the managers to always update our SWOT analysis log, so as to observe the dynamics of the activities, as to relate to progression and check possible indices to a retrogression, as well as put measures in place to forestall this situation. We also explained what restart meant to our participants and what circumstances could necessitate that. We also explained why it was necessary for our participants to participate with their spare money. Basically, meaning one have to, something you can afford and relinquish at any time. After a much consultation with our guidance and in other countries where they experienced a restart, which was inevitable for them, we also gathered that human nature, sometimes we tend to ignore risk as well as system running out of order, especially when one GH and doesn't provide, again, when you withdraw money from the system and you don't continue with your provide help again, and thereby imposing a strain on the system. So we also gave out incentives to existing and long participants. So we also conducted seminars, commenced again, and commenced new registration, and the system had to start up the system again afresh. So participants were also urged to provide help again so that the system can run on seamless mode. To make up for some losses, Margo growth was increased from 30% to 50%, and it was to operate this just about few months. It's not going to last for a long time. We also placed a grace period of 10 days after the 30 days, so that those who did not get help experience a decrease in their Margo. What it means that after a month, you don't withdraw your money, you allow it more than 10 days of your grace period, your amount will keep decreasing. So we also advise that after a month, you go for your help, withdraw your money from the system, and put another one into the batch. So we also implemented a daily web tax which seeks to promote MMM in the community and step up participation of new and intending ones was a top notch in the right direction. Finally, we emphasize the need to understand the ideology of MMM, which aims at killing or crushing financial slavery and upholding the tenets of MMM. So far, this is what we have from batch 117. So I'll be handing over back to the mentors from the group chat. That is what we have for now. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you, Joseph, and everyone from batch 117. That was well listed.
Hello, Mr. Kuzai.
Yes, we can hear you, Richard. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you, batch 117. Next up is batch 100, and yes, we can hear you. Thank you for your presentation, sir.
Hello.
Okay, the next batch, the next in line is batch 118, if I'm not mistaken, or batch 120. My fellow members, kindly correct me if I'm wrong. Batch 118 and batch 120, is it? Menta Nyama? Okay, can I have batch 120? Batch 120.
Hi, good evening, guys.
Yes, Minta Rishana. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. This is Alfred Osabuji representing batch 102.
Batch 100. Come again.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Alfred Osabuji representing batch 120. Please, can I go ahead, sir?
Yes, you can go ahead. Thank you. Can we kindly have your document in the GoToMeeting chat? Can we kindly have your document? Then you can take over.
I'm doing that now. Just give me some few seconds.
Okay. Okay, you can. Time you can go ahead. We'll share the document.
Hello, can you hear me? The document has been posted, sir.
Okay, thank you. So you can start. You can start. The floor is all yours. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear you. You can.
Hello, can you hear me? Can I go ahead, sir?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Hello, please, can you hear me? Can I go ahead?
Yes, Alfred.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. This is Alfred Osabuji from batch 120, and I'll be taking tax 1, which actually requires development of MMM Global in Nigeria. So this tax, before we proceed to develop MMM in Nigeria, the first thing we're going to look at, we're going to run a survey, a general survey on the country. This will, first of all, include identifying the number of populations that we have in this country, currently which is about 188 million people, and then we're also going to identify the currency that the country is making use of, which is in Naira, and then we'll also look at the exchange rate, which is about 315 Naira to $1. And then the next thing we're going to look at, we're going to identify the major cities that are in the country, because these are actually point of attraction. For example, we have a major city like Abuja, we have Lagos, we have Ibadan, and then we have Port Harcourt. Then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to set a target for ourselves. We're going to ask how many participants are we going to actually look at here? What will be our target? How many people are going to register within at least the first week? So we're going to take 400 members as our target. And then the next thing we're going to look at, having gone through the survey, having have a general background about the country, we are going to also identify the resources that we are going to work with, and that will include the internet, the team of guiders and managers, the knowledge that we have gained so far in the guider school, and then of course the $50,000. Then it is not enough to just identify the resources. We also need to strategize. We need to plan how these resources are going to be effectively utilized to ensure that we have a successful launching of MMM Global in Nigeria. So what we're going to do, we're going to draw a budget that will strategically, state how this money is going to be spent. Then first of all, we're going to draw a budget, and the budget will include spending about $3,780,000, which is equivalent to $12,000 on flight ticket for 25-man team. And then also we're going to spend about $630,000 with an equivalent of $2,000 in designing a website, which will include domain registration, hosting, and then design. Then also we are going to spend $2,205,000, which in Naira, which is equivalent to $7,000, based on the initial information that we have gotten, which is $315 to $1, and that will be spent on hotel accommodations for the team. Then we're also going to spend about $945,000 Naira, which is equivalent to $3,000 on feeding. They will also spend about 1,102,500 Nigerian Naira, which is equivalent to $3,500 on advertisement, including sponsored articles. They were also going to spend about 1,260,000 Naira, which is equivalent to $4,000 on promotional materials. Then of course we're also going to consider local transportations, which include all buses, and that will take about 630,000 Nigerian Naira, equivalent to $2,000. They were also going to spend about 1,890,000 with an equivalent of $6,000 on charity donations. Then the venue, because we have to also identify venues in some of these three major cities, and that will take about 1,732,500 Nigerian Naira to $5,500. And then summing up the total, we have a total of $14,175,000 to $45,000. So if we compare it to our initial resources, which is $50,000, we still have a $5,000 positive balance. So having successfully strategized our budget and how we are going to spend it, the next thing we are going to do is to kick into force. So first of all, after being in Nigeria, we need to secure accommodation based on the budget that we have successfully planned. We're going to secure accommodation for the team, and then we're going to design the website, and then we're going to also register early adopters who should be social influencers in the country and sensitize them. Then we're going to review and select charities in Nigeria, and we can make donations to and get good media coverage for MMM. And then we're also going to design and print promotional materials in local languages and flyers, t-shirts, and others. They're also going to acquire gift items for first 100 registrants that we're going to register. Then also we're going to choose 3 popular Nigerian blogs. Or for example, we have Niger.com, Linda Ikeji blog, Niger Loaded, and some others, because these are a good avenue for us to, publicize and broadcast MMM Nigeria that we're about to launch. And then the next thing we are going to look at in day 2, we are going to be moving to these strategic cities that we have identified earlier on, which include Lagos, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, and Abuja. Then in day 2 in Lagos, what we're simply going to do, we're going to organize special entertainment outing in 3 major crowd centers that are always attracting people, and then creating awareness and sensitization, including holding seminars with promo materials such as gifts and raffle draws. And then also in day 3 in Lagos, because Lagos is a very large, in fact it is the most populous and most established cities in Nigeria. Then day 3 also is going to be devoted to Lagos by holding charity outings at special need homes, schools and hospitals. All members of Entourage will wear MMM branded clothes. And then also we are going to hold seminars, presentation of MMM ideology, working principles, the do's and don'ts, official launch of MMM Nigeria.net portal for a session with incentives for new participants. Then in day 4, we are going to move to Port Harcourt and organize special entertainment outing of crowd centers, also attracting people and creating awareness for sensitization, seminars, promo material such as gifts and raffle draws. Then also in Port Harcourt, we're also going to hold seminar presentation on MMM ideology, just like we did in Lagos. Let's not waste much time on that. And then also in day 5, we're going to go to Ibadan, as identified earlier on. We're going to organize special entertainment centers in 1 major crowd, attracting people and creating awareness, sensitizing the public with promo material such as gifts and raffle draws, seminar presentation on MMM ideology, and all that. Then in day 6 in Abuja, day 6 will be spent in Abuja. Day 6 we include a walk-in day where we pick a popular place and spend the day answering questions about MMM. So that will bring us to tax 1. And then I quickly will move over to tax 2, which stated that a week has passed and the average contribution of a participant to the structure is around $100. And then we are expected to calculate the number of members and contributions to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to make the required payments to hold participants. Now, to answer this, to provide a solution to this tax that is being brought forward, now we need to look back to the initial tax that we have carried out. We initially estimated that we are going to register 400 people from the first tax. So assuming we successfully register these 400 people, we need to calculate what's actually come out from these 400 people, taking into cognizance of the fact that there is $100 inflow of contribution on the average. So what I simply do, I'm going to multiply the 400 people times the $100. That will give us about $40,000. Also, we're already aware that in MMM there's registration bonus for every new registration. So registration bonus per participant, which is $20. So we have to calculate the cost of registration bonus. That will give us the $20 times the 400 targeted population, which will give about $8,000 US. Then also we are aware that on monthly basis there is 30% growth rate for every help rendered. So we also need to calculate the cost of Mavro growth on monthly basis, which is about the average of $100 times that 0.3, which will give us 30. So total Mavro contribution, total Mavro growth rate, which is 30 times the 400 targeted population, which will give us $12,000 US. So assuming that subsequently these 400 people registered, subsequently registered more participant. So we also need to calculate the cost of referral bonuses, which is already 10% of all help rendered. So that will give us $100 average contribution per participant and 10% referral bonus. That gives us 10. So Marlboro growth rate on referral bonus will give us 10 times 30%, which is $3. So total referral bonus will give us 10 plus 3 times 400 targeted population, which gives us 5,000 US dollar. So now the next thing you will need to look at the total inflow, what are the total contribution, and then compare it to the total cost of contribution. We're looking at how are we going to pay the old members. So we're going to sum up the total contribution received so far, which will give us 40,000 plus 8,000 plus 12,000 plus 52,000. That will give us 102,000 US dollar. So now we already know that the inflow, which is already 40,000, and the cost of contribution, which is 112,000. So there is a negative difference. If you look at negative, we have 40,000 minus 112,000. That will give us a negative of $22,000. So therefore, we need to mobilize for more participants to cover for this negative $72,000, which is to derive, which also require in the tag that we should calculate the number of participants required. So what we simply do is to divide 72,000 by the average of $100. That will give us 720. Now, having said all this, we also need to look at the resources, because now we are trying to mobilize for more participants to cover the cost of contribution. So we also need to identify the available resources that we have at hand, and what are we going to do with these available resources. What we are simply going to do, taking into cognizance of the fact that initially we have a positive balance of 5,000 left of our budgeted 50,000 US dollar. So we're going to maintain the website to ensure that there is no problem in technicalities, to which will not subsequently discourage people who are coming into the system. So we're going to spend 500 US dollar in the website maintenance, and then also we spend 1,500 US dollar on advertising, including sponsoring and blog. And they're also going to make some provisions in case of eventuality of pause mode. So at this junction, I would like to hand over to my next rep, Darlington, to take over from here. Thank you very much. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I would like to call on my next rep, Darlington, to take over from Tax 3.
Thank you, Alfred. Darlington, you can take over. Darlington.
Hi, Alfred.
Yes.
I think you can just continue. I think Darling was logged out, so if you can please continue. Thank you.
So, in continuation, in Tax 3, that will be a continuation from Tax 3. Now, having successfully identified the available resources and what we are going to... Hello, can you hear me? I'm speaking. Alfred is speaking now. Hello, can I continue, please?
Yes, Alfred, you can continue. Thanks.
So, like what I'm saying, I said in Tax 3, having successfully identified our resources as well as what we are going to use these resources, then we are also going to let's quickly look at the tax again. They say a month pass, you are 100 guider, the same plan for another month on the basis of the results of previous calculation, taking into account of dynamics of growth, the number of new participants and contribution for the next 4 months. Now, assuming we successfully registered the 720 participants, which are expected to cover for the negative of 72,000 US dollar more participants, and everybody now assuming more of these 72 people are registered and everybody was paid their marvelous, we would have had 600 participants at the end of the month. and also assuming our initial 400 people provided help, again at an average of $100 multiplied by 3, which is in 3 weeks as earlier stated. Also, by achieving 600 participants at the end of the month, we have established a 50% growth rate. And we expect that to continue by encouraging and supporting the guidance, we will continue to grow at this rate. So expected participants by the end of the second month would have been 50% times 600 participants times 600, which will give us about 300 participants more. So total PH for the end of the month will give us 600 times 300 multiplied by 300 new participants. That will give us about 270,000 contribution. So out of the 300 new participants, only those who provide help in the week 1 will be taken into consideration for payment at the end of the month. And we must also understand that payment is done on monthly basis, that is on normal 30, they have to receive the 0.3%. So the 300 new participants divided by 4 will give us 75 participants, which is expected that these 75 people are actually those who will be receiving the 30% at the end of the month. So total PH will go for the 675, which is this initial 600. Plus the 75 participants who are to receive help at the end of week 1 of the second for the 300 new participants. Participant, that will give us 20 times 75, which is about $1,500. Also, Mavro growth rate, because here the need for all this, we are saying that assuming the subsequent situation system. So we need to calculate total registration bonus also for the 75 new participants that are expected to get the
Hello.
The 0.3% Mavro growth rate. So that will give us 20, and then the Mavro growth.
Hi, Alfred. Hi, Daniel. I think
$60,750. Also, assuming that this new diagnosis, which is 310%.
Hi, Alfred. Alfred, hi. I think you're breaking up there. I think if Daniel can continue, or Prominent, or Chisiki, if they can continue who are standbys, that would be great. You're breaking up, Alfred.
Okay, why Alfred is out? Let me continue. Akuma Daniel, continue from where Alfred stopped. So, like he was saying, the Mavro growth on a referral bonus, that will be 30 times the 30%, which will be 9. So the total referral bonus on 75 participants, that will be given by 30 plus 9 times 75. And right there we are having a $2,925 US dollars. So by this we mean that the total GH at the end of the second month will be, there will be 202,500 plus 1,500 plus 60,750 plus 2,925, which will give us a total sum of 267,675. And the difference between cash outflow and cash inflow, right there we are having figures like 267,675 minus 270,000, that will be 2,325. So we have 2,325 in the bank after paying everyone by the end of the month who provided help as of the week. But we need to increase growth percentage
in order to self-sustain, because if we continue at this rate, there is every tendency that the system will not be self-sustained. So the required resources to achieve this aim would be to increase in our website maintenance, which would be $500, and advertising, including sponsored blog articles, using blog articles, that would be $1,000. We are costing it at $1,500 US dollars. Introduce 1,000 Marvel incentive for new registrants to encourage inflow of participants, and hence plan to set up a guided school to support the system as participants grow into their thousands. All right. So we move over to the next task, and that will be our task 4. We have a task there saying after 2 months you have the number of participants and deposits that you have calculated. Now you can calculate what you need to organize within the next month. A week after the start of the month, there is the local holiday in Nigeria, which is celebrated during a week respectively. In this period, the activity of registrations falls by 75%. So now we are expected to make a plan of action that will last for a month. So right there, we started by, at the end of the second month, we would have registered or projected a total number of 900 participants, all right? So based on our steady growth rate of 50%, we would have expected to have attained like 0.5% times 900, the 900 participants. So we would have expected to have attained a 450 record of new participants. Number of new participants per week, that would be 450 divided by 4, meaning the 4 weeks in a month. So we are having a total number of 113 new participants that we are considering to get each week of the month. So however, due to the 75% reduction in growth due to the holidays, I expected new participant of the week will drop to a figure of 25% times the 450. We should have realized in 1 month minus 113, and that will give us 84 new participants. So we would have dropped by that figure. So now the total PH for the third month, the 900 participants plus the 113 plus 84, that times 300, we are getting a figure of $329,100. So total PH for last month, participant plus week 1 of new month, 900 plus 113 times 300. So we are having a $303,900 US dollars. So total registration bonus for the month would have been said to have accrued to 113 times 20, which is 2,260 US dollars. So total Marvel growth would be 900 plus 113 times 90, which is 91,170 US dollars, and our referral bonus on 113 participants would have been 39 times 113, which is 4,407 US dollars. So total GH for the month, that will be 303,900 plus 2,260 plus 91,170 plus 4,407, which is giving us a total of 401,737. All right, by GH, I would like to explain, I mean getting help. So difference in cash flow, we are having a figure accruing to 401,737 minus $329,100, which is giving us a total of 72,637. So number of participants needed to cover shortfall. So we are dividing 72,637 by 300. So the number of participants we need to cover the shortfall will be about 243 participants approximately. So considering the reduction in growth due to holidays, our plan to register new members and meet cash demand will include: 1, we increase Marvel rates to between 50% and 100% for everyone who registers, and provide help above $500 US during the holiday as a form of motivation as MMM's way of celebrating the Nigerian holiday. This will encourage new registrations and also encourage those who have already provided help to provide help again in order to benefit from the bonus. That will be some sort of motivation to spur people to participate more in the community. And equally, we make ads, flyers, and banners for MMM that to celebrate the holidays, while also inviting people to celebrate the Mavro holiday. All right, so increase the number of blogs and social influencers spreading positive messages about MMM. All right, we empower bloggers and social influencers, and equally graduate guiders from school and set them to task of recruiting, which is the major thing required. All right, so we are moving to task 5, and there we say, considering the fact that your plan didn't work out, all right, and you do not have enough new registrations and new deposits to cover the cost of current deposits, it is necessary to analyze the plan. It is necessary to analyze the plan of actions in this situation. All right, what are the resources? How many participant contributions needed to get this situation resolved due to lack of funds? There are delays in payments. All right, the old participants, seeing that, neither make their own contributions nor attract new members. So in this kind of situation, chaos is about to set in. So you need to be proactive and equally reactive at this point. So considering the above situation, so we need a diligent plan of action. Therefore, we have to engage serious effort. So serious effort should be made to organize stakeholders and guidance meeting where there will be discussion on the ideology of MMM, how the founder overcame the challenges at the first time. You know, when we rub minds together, it puts place for confidence. So we need to step up that confidence level between the guiders through these meetings. MMM is known for the truth, and it has to be told at all times. Therefore, the participants should be made to understand in a clear, detailed presentation that it is only them that can make the system crash. All right. So you make people understand that they own the sole responsibility of the success of the venture they actually in, and that they own the ultimate power to direct the affairs of the community. So with such a critical responsibility, you find people responding positively towards the right direction, and equally you embark on intensive promotion in the social medias, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, fan page. This should be done both in the local language and otherwise. So in a quest to reach out to more people, we need to utilize these avenues properly and make maximum use of it, knowing fully well that MMM is an IT-based community. So we equally utilize these sensitive medias to reach out to people and cause inflow as required to sort the problem and educate them properly that things will only go wrong if they panic, and panic is very dangerous. So we need to curtail, or we need to eradicate all form of panic, and by doing this we tend to strengthen the community. And in doing this, we tend to strengthen the community, like I said. And let's move over to tax 6. All right, the question that is during this month, delay in payments increased to 7 days. Referral activity almost reduced to 0. The old members do not attract anyone and do not make contributions to. In virtue of this situation, a pause mode is implemented in which all the old Mavros are frozen and will be available for withdrawal when the situation rights itself. New deposits grow as per old conditions, so are not frozen and available as usual. Make your plan of action for another month. Resources, contributions, and members. So in this kind of situation, this has to do with evaluating the set strategies to ascertain if it is meeting up with the trends in the system. So at a point, we need to come to a point of trying to realize, trying to, reorganize and understand if the set strategies are actually working out the way we had intended them to. So we are talking about people, and moreover, and when we are talking about people, so the things you might have planned to execute one way or the other might not be fully executed to that particular capacity. So you need to sit down and realize where you need to add some things or remove some things. So we come to that point and we evaluate the set strategies to ascertain if it is meeting up, and we take a critical look at what could be the causes of low participation of members in the community. Very, very important. So it is with this on understanding, and we equally need to.
Hello, please. Hello, please. Can I take it from there, please?
Am I still on? Am I still on?
Okay, yeah.
Alfred,
Daniel, thank you so much, Alfred. Yes, if you can carry on. Thanks.
Alfred, go ahead.
Okay, like what my colleague rep is trying to say is based on the taxes. We are saying during the mode there's a delay in payment which increased to 7 days, and as a result of this, a pause mode is implemented. So, in other words, once a pause mode has been implemented, because GH has been delayed now, it will definitely cause a lot of panic in the system. So, in order to avoid this, we need to go back and then study what actually led to the pause mode. This has to do with evaluating a set of strategies to ascertain if it is meeting up with the trend in the system. We'll take a critical look at what could be the causes of low participation of members in the community, because what would actually lead to PH if we do not have sufficient inflow of cash than the outflow of cash. It actually what will bring about a delay in the system. So we take a critical look at what could be the causes of low participation of members in the community, and then we're going to identify the attitude of guidance. What are the attitude of guidance towards the community? Mischievous, also identify mischievous did by members in the form of trying to cut corners, negative media reports. Also going to identify issues related to negative media reports, activities of other networking bodies, improper enlightenment of public. Therefore, a review of the SWOT analysis, we need to go back to the SWOT analysis again and review the opportunity, the strength, the weakness, and the threat that sits in the system. It is to be carried out with more emphasis on the weaknesses and threats and see how to overcome the odds in the system. More offline promotion also will be conducted to ensure that the team bounces back to normal, and then it will be carried out in order to achieve our aim. I will quickly move over to Task 7, which says that your efforts have been insufficient to reverse the situation. A restart took place. So what we are simply saying here is that after all the strategies has been implemented, after every techniques that we come up with is not working, and because of this, a restart is taking place. So now this is issue of a restart. Definitely, therefore, means that the system has failed to a large extent. So we need to, in this scenario, we need to go back to the drawing board again. We are going to analyze from the beginning what actually led to the system going to the stage of being restarted. And then we are going to identify the participants. We are going to make sure that the participants have to know what is happening, which is first of all, and then the manager should rebuild confidence in the system. By so doing, the manager should be able to show empathy also. The managers have to show more empathy. Then the managers have to PH more than GH. This will, to a great extent, boost confidence back in the system. More stringent measures have to be put in place that is ensuring that there is a way to ascertain the exact number of participants in the system to avoid duplicated accounts. As we can notice, currently now there are some people, when they make use of one account, a lot of people in the issue of multiple accounts, or people will just open a new account when account that's supposed to have been used by another person. I discovered that by the time they make use of that account once, because of the registration bonus, they leave the account like that. And now, if you are referring somebody, or if you tell somebody about MMM, and then you tell the person that, look, there is a registration bonus that is attached to it, but because of that person do not have the money as at that particular time, they end up saying, okay, let me put my money for you to believe that this system actually pays. And by the time you put your money, and sometimes they end up collecting both referral bonus and their money, the person that will want to make use of that account will be discouraged, because after all, you have collected the registration bonus that is attached to it. So issues like this need to be re-evaluated, and then we need to review the MAVRO that stays beyond 30 days period in order to encourage investment and boost cash flow. We also have to closely monitor the tax environment and always attempt to counteract copycat system who will attempt to clone MMM features but may fail because of their lack of experience. So restart is a very critical decision, and that requires a very careful handling, because it will not just cause panic in the system. Because, for example, now you are saying that pause mode, because the future we have, if you look at MMM very well, we discover that the future that we have for this system is pause mode. What if pause mode is not working? If pause mode didn't work, it means that we have to restart. So my suggestion, I would like to use this opportunity also to make a suggestion here, because actually we have come to the end of tax 7. So what I'm going to suggest is that this issue of pause mode, we need to reevaluate the future plan we have for MMM. Because by the time we get to pause mode, if we pause all old Mavro, with the hope that by the time things come out to normal, we are going to return the old Mavro to them. As an ordinary Nigerian who has been in MMM, I will definitely have faith in the system and say, okay, fine, I will stay with the system, provided that you keep up to your promise that with time you are going to return back my old Mavro. As time goes on, we discover that the pause mode could no longer work, then we have to restart. Restarting means that you are removing all the old Mavros again. So it's not a situation, what will happen to an average Nigerian? Of course, the person will lose trust in the system, it will lose confidence in the system. So I'm suggesting that we sit down again, we go back to a drawing board and make a further plan outside this pause mode. What are other necessary plans that could come up apart from the pause mode? Because after pause mode, if pause mode didn't work, we are talking about restart. And restart, there are so many people that will lose interest in the system. So that is my suggestion. And by so doing, we have come to the end of our task. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Alfred.
Thank you, Mr. Alfred. This is
Hi, Darlington.
This is Darlington from Batch 120. Okay. This is Darlington from Batch 120. Now, I believe with these techniques being put in place, by way representative that has been sent to this new country, Nigeria, to hand over and to introduce MMM, I believe MMM Global is going to stand. I'm talking about the pause mode, as suggested by Mike earlier. Pause mode is not the way forward. Instead, there are other techniques that have been stated earlier by my fellow participants. If these techniques are being handled and taken forward, I believe MMM Nigeria has come to stay, and definitely MMM Nigeria will stay. Thank you all.
Thank you guys, really great job. Well done, I think, to all the batches. Hi, okay. Well done to all the batches, 120. Thank you so much. It was such a privilege being a mentor to you all. Your guys really rock. And yeah, it's over to you, Mentor Kutsai.
Thank you, Mentor Ishana. Thank you, Batch 120, 117, 119, 118. It was really an amazing presentation from all of you guys. You showed that you really worked hard for this, and you really all deserve it. I'm proud of you. Personally, I'm proud for Batch 117. It was well on point, and I'm glad for you guys. Okay, for now we're going to wait for our official. We're going to wait for Mr. Zwane. I'm not sure if he's with us. I will kind of check, but he's not here as yet. While we're waiting for him, I will kindly ask for my fellow mentors. I'll start with Mentor Nyama, then Mentor Rehab, then Mentor Roda. Then I think by then Mr. Zwane will be with us. You can kindly unmute your microphone if you have any final words to say. Thank you.
Okay, this is Mentor Nyama. That was an awesome presentation from all batches involved. Well done, guys, and all the best. Yeah, that's all that I'd like to say. Just congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
This is Mentor Roda. Thank you guys for attending the meetings and preparing your documents and participating. It was nice mentoring you guys, and and I wish you all the best on this journey as you grow our community. Together we can change the world. Good night, everyone.
Yes, Mentor Rehab. Would you kindly speak up? Would you kindly speak up? We can hardly hear you. Mentor Rehab, would you kindly speak up?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can.
Hello.
We can hear you now. Kindly go ahead.
Oh, okay, guys. I'm very sorry I came late into the meeting because I had to be at work and I had to knock off very late. But then, listening to the presentation that was presented, I was very inspired. You guys must learn the ideology. You must take care of your downliners. You must take care of the community. Do not listen to anyone that has to say anything about the community. You need to fight for the community because it is here to alleviate poverty. It is here to shame the misery that is being done by the government, by the banks. You know, MMM is here to change your life, and it's up to you to do. It's all up to you. Either you'll take the decision to change your life and your family's life for the better, or if you want to relax. So guys, I wish you guys all the best. Keep reviving the community every day and learn every day from our website. There's a lot that you need to learn, especially about Bitcoins and everything. Just go onto the website and learn more. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for the respect, for the kindness, for the warmth, for the love. You know, what you gave us was just a blessing. I've never mentored a batch like batch 118. I'm very blessed to have you as my students, and I thank God for that. I just wish you all the best, and I believe that you're going to be the best in whatever that you do in your journey as a guider. Thank you so much, Mentor Kudzai.
Thank you, Mentor Rehab, for your kind words. Can I have Mentor Rishana if she wanna add some more? While we're still waiting for Mr. Zwani.
Okay, thanks, Mentor Kudzai. Okay, reiterating from all what the mentor said, I also feel I'm extremely blessed to be mentoring a batch 120. I think there was 351 participants. All of them were so amazing to work with. The cooperation, the team spirit, guys, you know, and just like what Rehab mentioned, I feel blessed to actually be part of batch 120. But guys, overall, I think you all did an excellent job. And just to reiterate, remember, guys, to always put the best foot out, be the best guider that you can be. Let it become a part of your life, you know. Doesn't mean that if someone's not in your downline, you don't want to help them. You just need to be so passionate about the community and just go out and spread the word and just help, you know, the community grow. And I think, guys, with that in mind, having said that, I just want to wish you all the best. And yeah, as we wait for Mr. Swane, I'd just like you all to know, at batch 120, I really love you all. All right. Good night, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna miss you.
Okay, guys.
Love you.
I just wanna.
Thank you, my son. I'm gonna miss you.
I just wanna congratulate all of you from batch 117, batch 118, batch 119, and batch 120 for your commitment and sacrifice for you to reach this far. It was not an easy task. You had to make sacrifices and so forth. We really appreciate that. I'm just going to, one of my broadcasts has been disconnected. Let me restart again for those who are listening to the live broadcast. Okay, while he's waiting for Mr. Zwane, I'm just going to share with you 102 infos. I'm just going to share with you 102 infos while we're waiting for Mr. Zwane. Okay. Okay. I don't have much to say. I was expecting the Mr. Zwane to be here, so I'll just touch 1-2. Okay. So in our community, Triple M, there are some words that we need to know, since that we will all be guiders. We need to choose our language, or the way we communicate with the general masses or anyone else who's not in our community, or when we speak with the fellow members of the community. There are words that we need to make use of. There are words that we need to take precaution when using. Okay, for example, we discussed this earlier, that when we're talking about the growth, when we're talking about the 30% in our community, we have to say, we have to use growth. We have to use the word growth instead of interest. We have to use growth instead of interest all the time. Because if we use interest, we're now going hand in hand with the banks. If we use the word interest, we're now talking like a financial institution. So it is important that we check our words very carefully with whomever we're talking to. Just going to clarify one more. Okay, I'm just going to read out some stuff, then I'll explain to them.
I don't know why that my and problem. I be 12 close. I no get right to close and MMF close and when you know to. What's the problem?
Okay, guys, for starters, the Triple M community is us participants. The Triple M community is us participants. Without you and me, there is no Triple M. Without you and me, there is no Triple M. Without you and me, there is no Triple M. Triple M is not the internet or the website. The Triple M community is you and me. So if you stop participating and I stop participating, we cease to exist. The community cease to exist. So everything that we do, everything that we embark on, we should make sure that it won't affect the next person, or whatever we do, the panic and etc. It determines the next move. It determines the life of our community. So everything that we do as guiders, from the moment we get upgraded, like right now, you already guide us. We're going to check your task. I'm not sure how long we have, but by tomorrow, the Friday the 25th, tomorrow Friday the 25th, we're going to close the submission. So I think you only have Friday to make sure that you wrap up and submit all your tasks. We will do our best to make sure that we moderate all your tasks, so that you can have another chance, to submit or do your corrections. So I'm going to read out some few notes, then we will wrap up. Okay, who is Triple M? Some might ask, some might wonder, as I've already clarified that Triple M is all participants. Triple M is the participant of our community, like we are. In this case, like right now, recently, with the school that we're doing, with the tasks that the situations, we were talking about building up a Nigerian community. Triple M is all participants of a particular community, in this case, Nigeria. So all participants of Nigeria, Triple M Nigeria are Triple M. All participants of Triple M South Africa are Triple M. All participants of Triple M East Africa are Triple M. So Triple M East Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Ghana will stop existing the day we all stop providing financial assistance to one another. I'm just going to close my Skype so that it won't disrupt. Triple M will stop existing the day we all stop providing help. The day we all stop donating. I now understand that we all know PH means providing help, GH means getting help. But when we're explaining to the newcomers, we need to tell them, we need to explain to them what it means. Don't just invite someone for the sake of you getting the 10%. Don't just inviting someone for you getting the 5% on your second level structure as a guider. Invite people after explaining to them. Invite people after you have elaborated how the community works. In this scenario, this will stand in the situation where there is a restart. People are bound to know what they are getting into. But if you don't communicate, if you don't pronounce it to them, if you don't explain it to them, but just tell them so that you can get the 10%, that's the scenario where we can get to have people being attacked physically or verbally because you just invite people without explaining how everything works. So coming back to the community, many people are looking for many ways to meet ends meet, good or bad ways. So it's up to you to choose the good or the bad way. Here's the thing. Everyone has a need that requires money. All of us. As long as there are people willing to provide help to each other, there will be rewards for everyone in our community. Our inaction is a major fact here as well. Don't get greedy. Give back to the community and the community will give back to you. Always use spare money. Spare money may not be your spare money. Still, that spare money is someone's lifesaver. Remember to extend a hand to love to another freely in charity. Regardlessly, remember to extend a hand of love to one another freely in charity, whether or not you are a participant of Triple M. Having said that, guys, since Mr. Zwani is not here as yet, I think we will end the session, and just wanna congratulate you all. Go out there, share what you learned from the school. Go out there, preach what you learned from the school. Go out there, show the world what you learned from the school. Don't be greedy. That's all that I had to say. And from
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Please, sir, one last question before you leave, sir. I sincerely want to thank all of you for the knowledge you guys have imparted and all. But please, sir, please want to know how long it will take for us to become guiders. Thank you. How long it's going to take?
Okay, Samuel, thank you for bringing that up. Okay, what happens, guys, we are the mentors and the moderators. What we do is we nurture you on how to go being a guider and how to tackle situations when you're a guider, how to answer questions and etc. Then the keys that we have, the access that we have is for us to approve if you are ready to be a guider, for us to approve if you are set to be a guider. We moderate your task, then we send them to CRO or the technical team for status upgrade. Depending on what's in their hands, what's on their hand, that will determine how long it's gonna take for you guys to be upgraded. But as soon as we've done moderating, we will send all your tasks. So we don't have the definite date, we don't have the definite time frame, but we will try our best to submit in time so that they can also play their part. So the exact date of when you're going to get upgrades, we are not sure. Okay?
Please, I want to ask a question.
Okay, I'm just going to give 3 or 4 people, like for the attendees or the students, to say their last words or what they've learned or their motivation. Then I will end the session. In case Mr. Zwani does.
Please, can I be allowed to talk, please?
Yes, go ahead, Alfred.
Yes, before I say what I want to say, I have a question that I want to ask. But before the question, I want to really appreciate everybody, all the mentors, because this is not really about being a guide. Actually, I really learned a lot. There's many things that I have not actually done before, but through this guidance school, I was able to be familiar with some of those things. So I really appreciate what you guys did for us, and thank you very much. Then my question is, after being a guider, is there any possibilities or what could actually lead to somebody to being disqualified of his guidance rights? So are there conditions that will make somebody to be disqualified of his guidance right? And apart from that, secondly, I also want to know, as a guider, subsequently as time goes on, are we going to be faced with challenges as managers as regarding some tasks that will be sent to us which will consistently that are expected to consistently carried out as a guider? Thank you very much.
Would you kindly help us answer that question? Mental rehab.
I didn't really get your name. The name was Sam, am I right?
Alfred Osaboje.
Alfred, I'm not going to answer all your questions because we have a lot of people who want to give their vote of things, right? But I'm going to answer the question that says that are you guys going to face challenges as guiders in that? And what are the possibilities that you might be disqualified? Okay, first and foremost, I'm not going to say a lot of points, but then we do in our MMM community, it is never allowed for a guider to promote any form of copycat, any form that is that we can say that is copycat. Like a lot of things that have been raging that there's MMM Africa, we don't know where it's coming from. We're finding guiders promoting such things. That is not allowed, especially to be shown into the community. You can do it there far away, not in the community, not here on our downliners, because your children, your downliners, they're gonna ask you in future that this is the same MMM that I joined, but then it's not the MMM that we're preaching. That is another thing. You understand what I'm trying to say? So these things, they distract the community. They lead people astray. So it is good for every guider to abstain from such.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much.
Hello. Please, I have something to say. Basically, I noticed a trend in
Guys, let's have order. Let's have order. I'm going to ask last three people. Then we'll.
Okay, can we have one person from one batch? We have like 4 batches, so we need to have one person from one batch.
I'm Anthony Ikechukwu, who got my help from 117.
This is blessed 121.
Okay, Anthony, go first. Anthony, you can go first.
Thank you very much. I recently noticed a trend. Actually, this is something that has been on my mind for a while. It may be abstract from what we are actually doing here, but I really want to know how this situation can be resolved and how we can put a stop to it. I really actually noticed the trend in the community lately that people who actually provide help, when they have a payment order to make, instead of them making that payment order, they upload false evidence of payments. It has become a rather disturbing trend because, for example, I had this kind of thing happen to like several of my colleagues in the office, and they were very bitter about it. And the next thing I heard them saying was, "Oh, they're going to stop doing MMM and all that." But I had to encourage them. Then it had not happened to me, but it has happened to me twice in a week lately. So I'm just wondering, after writing support, concerning this, nothing has actually been done in good time for this. So I'm wondering if there's a way we can actually put a stop to this kind of disturbing trend, because if it goes on, it will artificially kill the community. People will begin to, we're not even talking about the government trying to stop it in Nigeria here anymore. We're talking about people beginning to distrust or not believe in the system anymore, in the community anymore. Please, I just need an answer that if there's something that can be done, or actually what can be done to stop this trend. Thank
Okay. Does anyone have answers to that? Okay, let me just answer it. I didn't really get your name, but your question is very important. Whatever that you just mentioned happens. Yes, sir. Thank you. Alfred, whatever that you just spoke about happens everywhere. But then it all depends to us. It is all in our hands. You understand what I'm trying to say? In a community, we learn to educate each other about such things. I mean, if an adult uploads a fake proof of payment, I mean, the system, okay, there are measures that are going to be implemented, but then at the same time, there are things that the system needs to maintain. So that comes from us. That's why you are given an opportunity to become a guide in order for you to educate people that if you upload fake proof of payment, this is going to cause a delay into the system. This is what's going to happen. So all I can say is that we have no one to blame. That's all that I have to say. I don't know if anyone has something to add on.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some.
I'll just add on what you just said.
Continue. Can you please tell me?
The thing is.
Yeah, but then again, we ask for one person per batch.
Yeah. From batch 20.
Okay. Okay, you may speak, sir.
Okay, thank you. The other colleague who spoke has spoken. Hello.
Okay.
Mr. Kuzai, can I continue, please?
Yes, you can go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello.
Mentor Kuzai was just responding to whatever that I was saying to that guy. So I suggest that you wait for him to.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello? I think I...
Okay, thank you, Mentor Kuzai. Hello, thank you, Mentor Kuzai. The other guy who spoke on people who upload.
We can hear
Kuzai,
you.
you're muting.
Okay, I'm going to hold on from Mentor Kuzai.
Hello guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Kindly show me the plus sign if you can hear me. Okay, I seem to have
Mentor Kuzai, why are you muting us for so many times?
I think I'm having network issues. I think I have network issues.
We can hear you. Don't mute us.
Okay.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I hear you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, I was saying that concerning the proof of payment is what Major Rehab was just elaborating.
So just Mentor Kuzai should.
It's up to us as a participant, it's up to us as guiders, it's up to us as prospective guiders to teach our downliners, to teach our community. Teach as many people as you know, spread the word to as many people as you can. Teach them that
Hello, can anyone hear me, please?
I can hear
you.
Speak. I can hear you. I wouldn't mind going on, please. Let me know if you can hear me so I go on.
Prominent, you may proceed, sir.
Prominent, go ahead with your question.
All right. Hold on. Much of our time. Other guys spoke on they don't confirm receipts of payments. Even when the person who paid them calls them repeatedly to let them know they have, if they have received, and they confirm they have received. Going online to confirm payment becomes very difficult for them. What could be done to such people? How should we go about it? The last time such happened to me on my PO, and I recommended that the CRO checks it. But it took about 1 day before the other participants confirmed me, and nothing could be done to those kind of people. Thank you.
What people, Prominent? The one who don't confirm payment?
Yes, those who refuse to confirm payment even after they have received payment.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna do it according to my understanding. If you have deposited the money into someone else's account, if it's if maybe you did a bank transfer here in South Africa, it takes about 5 days. Yeah? I'm not sure in other countries to reflect in someone else's account, right? So you can just imagine that if it's going to take, I cannot confirm funds that are not received in my account. When I see the money popping into my bank account, then I can confirm. And then there are those who maybe lost contact with their cell phones. Maybe someone is not using a smartphone and you deposit the money into his account. It doesn't reflect at the same time. So we need to be patient. If you find that there is this person on the system, he hasn't confirmed your money, the system gives you two options. It gives you the participant numbers and it gives you the guider's numbers as well. So it is always advisable for you to take the guider's detail. Try to speak to the guider. Call the guider and make sure that the guider is aware of what's happening. And then if there's nothing happening, then obviously CRO will act upon that. We have like orders that have 12 days on the system and no one is confirming payment.
Hello, ma. I want to ask a question, ma.
Ma, can you hear if
Hello?
Prominent understood
Hello?
our answer? Hello,
Okay.
Graham?
Yes,
Yes,
this is
Metinama.
Yes, I'd just also like to add on to what you've just said. Yes, what you've said is very, very accurate. Just want to add on that normally, if the recipient does not confirm, you as the donor, you normally, of course, have attached your proof of payment in the necessary field where you're supposed to. What you need to do also is to write in the chat box asking the recipient to confirm. Remember, CRO does follow those conversations, and after, say, 5 days, the person has not confirmed, you can again attach that proof of payment in the message box. And if the person still refuses to confirm, CRO will actually confirm the payment for you if the other person is not confirming, because the other person needs to show proof that he has not received the payment by attaching his bank statement. If he or she doesn't do that, CRO will confirm on your behalf, on behalf of the other person. So you need not worry.
Okay.
Good evening. I have a question.
I have a question.
I have a question.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Good evening. I have a question pertaining the new guidance in the house, please. Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me? Please.
Go on. Can hear you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you, brother.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Actually, firstly, I want to really appreciate everyone, especially our mentors and moderators in the house. You guys have really done well to have this stage. May God bless you all. Now, going to my question, please. It's actually about new guidance in the house, because I've realized that whenever guidance are, it's very difficult for, will I say, the other guidance, will I say, guidance that were assigned to them to release the list of people that, will I say, the list of downlines to those other new guidance to start off from where they stop. Like the one of 2 days ago, 2 of my friends were upgraded, and they were finding it very difficult to get the list of those guiders under them from their own guiders. The ones they were handling the list before refused to release the list to them. So I don't know if there is a way MMM could, possibly do it in a way that it will be automatic, that once someone is a guider, his or his or her downlines will be assigned to him, rather than calling on other people to please release the list of other guiders to them. Please, it will be very, very important if this issue will be addressed. Thank you.
Okay. I also have a question. I'm messing for myself. You know, say my MP don't finish. This meeting just the key my. Hello, I have a question.
I have a suggestion, please. I have a suggestion, please. By Jeremiah, batch 120.
Yes, please say your suggestions. We're listening.
Jeremiah, let them answer the first person question.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm waiting.
Okay, guys, what I can say, because of our timing, what you can do is, even though after you have been upgraded, you don't need to leave your Skype badges. Even after you have been upgraded, you don't need to leave your Skype badges. If we have any updates later on, we will post them in the Skype badges. But if you exit, we won't have the access to follow up you one by one. So it is important that you remain in your Skype badges, but you can also create other platforms like WhatsApp or maybe Facebook pages where you keep in touch as guiders if you have any problems arising, you need to share ideas and solutions concerning certain problems. In case the problems or the solution is beyond your reach, you can kindly make use of your Skype batches. All the mentors will always be there to assist you. Thank you for attending the meeting, and good luck when you guide us in everything that you do.
I have a question.
Please, mentor, I have a
Thank you, Mr. Kuzai.